This is AutoCAD. We're doing section 1.7, which is user interface and startup tutorial. You should, if you're using a school computer, it should look something like this. A new drawing, open it, whatever template. This is just to get you into the screen. And then we want to add the, basically under the quick access toolbar, we want to look at the workspace. This shows you drafting, annotation, 3D basics, 3D modeling. So we're going to be using 2D drafting in this course, so we want drafting and annotation. You can change your menu, and that gives you different options up top based on what you have. So you basically want to make sure you're in drafting and annotation. So if you lose something up here, you can always, so if you accidentally close this, Control 9, or you can go back here and then drafting and annotation. There it's back again. So that's a helpful hint. If you lose something, you can just go back and the default setting shows up like that. We can change the options. So this is a black background. Personally, I like the black background. Some people like light backgrounds. And so this would be under options. And then under display. And then I can change your color scheme to light. And under colors, the uniform background, you can make this white as well. And then apply and close. Now we have a white background. And then we hit OK. So now we have the grid in the background as well. And then your view cube. This is useful for 3D drawing, but in single drawing you really don't need it. But to hide the view cube, it's again on the settings, so it's under options, and then under 3D modeling, and then you basically want to deselect the wireframe like that, and now you don't have the view cube there anymore because we're not going to need it. That's very helpful in 3D drawings, but not what we have here. The grid is a little overwhelming. We can just click on down here, turn off our grid. So now we just have a simple place where we can drawing. And then dynamic input, you want to turn this off as well. This is going to confuse you. So to turn it off, first you have to show it. And then, now that it's shown, now you can come down here and turn off your dynamic input. That's going to save you a lot of confusion later on if you can turn that off as well. So now you want to start up a new drawing. And so we want to, down here, we want to type in startup. And then the value for startup we want is 1. And now when we do that, now we can, when we create a new drawing, rather than getting a template as before, now we have this option here, start from scratch. Now this here is how you're setting up the unit. So either you're going to be inches or you're going to be in metric. And so what we're wanting to do is a millimeter drawing. So we want to select metric and then hit OK. So now we have a new drawing that's metric. So now we've set AutoCAD to be in metric system. So now we can go in and use a wizard, which helps us out, which makes life a little more easier in setting up things. So basically units are decimal. We want a decimal with a precision of 0. Angle, we want decimal degrees, precision of 0. This is how many decimal places we're going to show. We want to start it out at east. We're going to be measuring our angles counterclockwise. And then the page width and height, it'll be 280 wide and 216 for your length. And then you hit finish, and now we have a drawing with that. So now we can visualize our drawing. So we can do a zoom, all, and now this is basically zooming. Everything in here will be in our 8.5 by 11 page. Or we can type zoom all. Or if we double click with the center of the mouse wheel, that's another way we can zoom on all. Now we can adjust the grid, so we can just type in grid, or we could have gone down here. And then we want to make this 5. So there's our grid with 5. And now if we zoom real time, it basically adjusts the size of that. I'm zooming with the mouse. And then if we push down with the mouse, it's also where we can pan, and that's dragging your whole document. So zooming out, zooming in. So let's do zoom all. So this is basically what you see here is your entire screen. Now we can turn off our grid just by clicking down here. Now we want to save this as a template. And so we want to save as a drawing template. And then if you're using your own computer, you can save it in your template file. Or you can do it in Autodesk 360 eventually. And so this would be your set template. And then this is a millimeter template. So now you're good to go. You can also save as, and then save it on your desktops if you to submit it into Blackboard. Then it says you can use DW units to make sure your units are correct. So length are going to be millimeters, and then decimal with 0 precision. Then these are default. And then you can also do limits. So you're going from 00 to 280, 216 is another way you can set your limits if it's wrong. But don't just edit your limits because you basically need to go through the startup to tell AutoCAD that you are using an inch drawing for the exercise. Now when you want to create a new drawing, we can close our template. Well, it's asking if we want to save it as a drawing. I didn't want to do that. No. So now we want a new drawing. So if we do a new drawing, and then we can do it based on our template, and there's our set millimeter template. So the book tells you to edit that drawing and then rename it, but if you just start a new drawing based on that template, it's a little bit easier.